In the thick of a fog-laden night, Lydia stood, her breath creating ghostly vapors in the air, just outside the entrance of the abandoned Grimhollow Manor. The large, ancient house loomed, its windows dark voids against the oppressive fog. A once grand entrance now rotted, the door hanging on rusted hinges that creaked with every gust of the night wind. Lydia had heard the legends of this place, whispers of ghostly apparitions, the sound of footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and the chilling tales of those who ventured in, never to return. She hadn't planned to be here, but then again, the forest path had a way of diverting even the most determined of travelers to its core. With a deep breath, she pushed the door open, the hinges groaned like a warning cry. She stepped inside and was immediately engulfed in darkness, the faint light from outside swallowed by the house's ominous presence. The air within was stale, thick with dust, and the sense of solitude. A faint flicker of light caught her attention, a solitary candle down the corridor, its flame dancing ever so slightly. Was someone here? Or something? The walls seemed to close in as she moved, each creak of the floorboards raising her heartbeat a notch. Portraits of stern-faced ancestors lined the hallway, their eyes seeming to follow her every move. The silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional drip of water echoing from some unseen source. Suddenly, a shadow darted across the corner of her vision. She spun around, her heart pounding, but saw nothing but the oppressive darkness. She forced herself onward, deeper into the manor where the atmosphere grew heavier, more suffocating. She reached a grand staircase and, with a moment's hesitation, began her ascent. Halfway up, a door somewhere below slammed shut with a thunderous crash. Startled, she nearly lost her footing. The sound of footsteps followed, slow and deliberate, matching her shaky breaths. She hurried to the nearest room, pushing the door open and slamming it behind her. The room was a child's bedroom, long abandoned but eerily preserved. An old rocking horse swayed gently as if recently disturbed. She backed away, her foot hitting something solid yet yielding. Looking down, she saw a doll, its glassy eyes staring blankly. A whisper brushed past her ear, unintelligible yet undeniably close. Panic surged as she grasped the doorknob, her hands trembling. The footsteps outside the door grew louder, closer. Gathering her courage, she yanked the door open and ran, ignoring the moving shadows and ghostly apparitions that seemed to reach out for her from the walls. The manor became a blur of horror and desperation. She finally burst through the front door into the foggy night, gasping for breath. Just as she thought she was safe, a hand, cold as death, closed around her wrist. The last thing she saw was the manor looming larger than life, its dark windows like eyes watching her fading screams.